The Way of Water has no beginning and no end, much like how this podcast often does not have a substantial beginning or end. But hi, everyone. Hello, faithful listeners. Thank you for sitting through that. I'm Dara. I'm here with Emily, and we're here to do our podcast, The Swamp. It's an acronym.
Stands for some whack-ass movie podcasting.
And I have the honor and the privilege to finally lower the gun that I've been holding up to the side of Emily's head.
For the last 3 weeks.
For the last 3 weeks. Including, no, let's be real, including when I made you watch Avatar 1, too. So it's been like a solid month of like a hostage crisis.
That's okay. I'm not mad about it.
Just get it off your chest. Like, how was it?
I really liked it. I really liked it. I think it was really beautiful. I wasn't wowed, and I'm not sure why. But I think I like the first one better. But I would still say, I enjoyed this one. Do not get me wrong. I sat through that quietly, and I watched, and I cried every time Kate Winslet walked onto that fucking screen.
Oh my god. And they're like, and also pregnant as well. Add that on. And there's a baby whale, too. Let's just fucking get your tissues, baby. They say that the third one's really sad, too. Like, sadder than the second one, so I'm not ready.
No. Watching it, I do wish that I saw it in the theater.
Of course. This is how it's meant to be seen.
Exactly. Yeah, I do feel like I lost some of that on this watch. But I'm just I don't know. It definitely felt like a middle movie, I guess. Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, in a way, to me, that it's like James Cameron, so it's better. It's like a James Cameron sequel, so we're doing that thing where we're, like, taking the foundation of the first movie. Like, I find it so comparable to Aliens, right? It's like, we explored the lore, we explained the monster situation to you, like, we were thorough. Okay, movie 2, we're doing it again. Run it back. Same thing, but it's more this time, right? Yes. And I feel like that's the brilliance for me, is it wasn't just like a continuation of the story, it was like taking it somewhere that I didn't think. You know, this movie is always zigging when I think it's gonna zag.
I would say it does feel comparable in that way that you were like, okay, taking this and just doing more, the way that we talked about Terminator. Do you know what
exactly.
I mean?
Yeah. And we're adding kids now, too. The same thing, right? We're like, this time, I think even bigger, better budget, and we're doing some kid stuff. Wait, I think, don't cut that.
I think something about this movie, I think knowing who the actors were continued to take me out of it a little bit. Like, reminding myself that was Kate Winslet, and then every time Sigourney Weaver's womanly voice came out of that tiny blue child.
Like, let's address the blue elephant Jesus in the room. Yeah. And that's Sigourney Weaver plays her own immaculately conceived daughter. And in what I believe is a thrilling viewing experience. I think it's really so fucking funny. And it makes sense to me that she's an old woman, because she's supposed to be this, like, wise beyond her years, kind of quirky. And she is, like, the physical manifestation of their nature goddess Awa, right? It's like Awa immaculately conceived Kiri through Sigourney Weaver, whatever her fucking name was in the first one, Dr. Austin. And now Jake Sully is raising, along with his own other kids who we get introduced to, the Lord and Savior, Kiri Christ.
I think, honestly, a lot of it, like I said, I think the kids and knowing who everyone was under those blue suits continue to take me out of it a little bit. And I don't know if that's just because we've been talking about Avatar for the last, 3 weeks, and I feel like I'm kind of into the nitty gritty, and, like, I'm on fucking film Twitter, so I've been seeing all the behind the scenes shit as they've been promoting Fire and Ash. Like, yeah, something about fucking Kate Winslet behind those fish gills, and Sigourney Weaver, and, like, knowing those little British white boys were under that blue, or like that mocap doing, like, not even AAVE or whatever.
It was like a Na'vi accent. I think they were like, you have a accent of some sort, but then they didn't give the kids any other description other than like, talk how you wouldn't normally talk is probably just the extent of what they're like, yeah, it's just do a Na'vi accent, whatever that means to you. And it was really varying. It was really baffling. But like, you were able to suspend like, your disbelief and like buy into the world and exist in it and not be trying to see through it.
I think that part of me is having a hard time of like not seeing it in the format that I meant to, which is in a theater. You know, James Cameron is here literally messaging all of the fucking projectionists being like, hey, you are the final step in showing this movie how brilliantly and perfectly it's supposed to be shown. Please do not fuck this up for me. He's on his knees. It's kind of sexy.
Double down on the papyrus, JC. I stand with you. But not to jump all over the place, but I love when the captions in this movie are in papyrus.
I do really appreciate that.
The whale like does a whale click, and then you get a papyrus like the story is too painful to tell, and it's like yes.
But yeah, I think it's just one of those things. I feel like this month for me, Dara, honestly, has just been building up to seeing it on the big screen. Like,
so get your ticket, bitch.
I think I'm gonna try and see it at the big IMAX screen in the Jordan's Furniture. It's like the biggest it's the biggest IMAX screen in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things, really, I feel like I'm ramped up to see it like as God intended.
Right.
And I think part of me is just excited for that now, too. I'm really excited now that I know that it's, I don't know her first name, but Ms. Chaplin.
Yeah, Una Chaplin.
Yeah, what the fuck?
So I only knew her from Game of Thrones. I was like, that's Robb Stark's wife from Game of Thrones and the Red Wedding and all that. And then I saw an interview and they're like, how would your great-great-great-grandfather think about your techniques or so, some question like that. I was like, huh? And then they pull up a video of Charlie Chaplin like doing, a little silent jig. And I was like, I guess everyone's a Nepo baby these days. But you know what? I'm not mad. Chaplin. I'm not mad at this lineage.
I have to, first of all, I have to salute her because she's not a Nepo baby that you see in the spotlight, but she has retained the fucking gas-ass name. But also, like, she's a pretty decent actress, so I'm excited to see how she pops off in this.
I'm really excited. A lot of people are speculating that these villain characters are about to be far more interesting and complex than our hero characters, because ultimately, Jake and Neytiri are, I don't want to say one note, but it's like, at this point, I think we squeezed a little bit more out of them in movie 2 with this newfound family dynamic, right? But ultimately, like, Jake Sully is just sort of our stand-in Mary Sue, but now we have this interesting, like, reversal of the story with our new villain. Well, the same villain from the first movie, but he's in a Na'vi avatar now, Miles Quaritch, and the situation with his son, that white baby with dreadlocks, Spider, and sort of balancing that dynamic, right? So it's like they're going through the same journeys, and on paper they're like the same guy, right? Like military background, kind of bro-y, dumb.
You like blue girls.
That meme has been sending me. But I feel like it's like sort of two sides of the same coin, right? And we saw how Jake navigates through, starting this revolution and putting his life on the line for these people because he feels like he's a part of them. And then there's this like inherent disconnect with Quaritch that he is still wearing like fucking Oakleys and like Timberland boots. And I love, it's like how his kid is more Na'vi than him, and he's in the Avatar body now, and then his, disowned son is running around with blue war paint on him. Like, I just think that is already inherently a more interesting story than just like, the happy Sully family, which does get decimated by the end of this movie, which is, very emotional. And I think that's going to carry over into the third one. But I am excited for him to get with the fire bitch because I feel like that's really going to shake it up. And I'm excited to see where they take it.
For sure. She's going to go crazy style. I'm excited. And one of the things I think that bothered me, and that now that I'm sort of thinking about it more, and, I understand it physically, there was like not time for it, but I wish we got a little more Neytiri than we did in this movie, because she was the thing that I found really intriguing in the first movie. And I don't know, she feels like a side character, I would say, in this.
Yeah, for sure. She definitely takes sort of a backseat as like just mom in this one.
Yeah,
and then it's
exactly.
also like
it's very
you put her up against Kate Winslet as well. It's like we have this other mother character who's new and exciting, and Kate Winslet, and sobbing on her whale bestie, and that is just
that was
the shiny new thing.
I will say. Yeah, James Cameron really had me shook up with the whale death, but it was really fun watching this, just knowing that he was in his bag, probably having the fucking time of his life. Like,
oh yeah,
truly, the two of his biggest interests, the sea and the series, coming together, like just doing the mech shit for the whaling. He must have been so jazzed, dude.
And I was so jazzed. So cool.
Oh my god. Yeah,
like, I don't want to say, really glamorization of military, war equipment, but it is like that is his special interest, and that's his thing. Nailed it,
and he does it so well. I love
think
the fact
he earns it because he put Edie Falco in a mech that was holding her coffee. And, like, that insight in itself, I'm like, you can design whatever sort of war gear you want, buddy. Thank you for low bun Edie Falco on her stilts, fucking raping and pillaging this planet. They said, you know what? We're not just doing mining operations. We're just gonna colonize the planet. It's gonna be Earth 2. She's like, we're moving in. And we see they have like railway systems set up now and shit. It's like what you thought from the first movie. It's like they came back and they doubled down and just immediately like torch all of fucking the forest. It's crazy. It gets scaled up so astronomically that the stakes just become so much higher.
No, oh my god, I forgot that Edie Falco was even in this until you just said that, because that was such a fun way to start. Hey girl, how are you, Carmilla?
Hey Carmilla, baking a lasagna for the Navi, our boys in blue.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was part of the, we get a lot of the kids in this movie, which I think obviously they're going to be a driving force in the next one. It's the whole, Sully family. I don't know. I feel like there was a little room for a little more from
Zoe Saldana. Yeah. I bet that's stuff that got cut. I'm willing to bet. And honestly, I'm like, I wish there was an 8-hour director's cut of this. I wish they would release a DVD version that is no CG. I just want to see these people with these dots on their face. Like, I want to see Sam Worthington in a gray hoodie and a bunch of black dots on his face look at Sigourney Weaver and call her baby girl. Like, that's what I need.
Again,
DVD specials are dead now. Please give me that. But honestly, I'm like, at the end of this movie at the theater, if they were like, okay, there's 3 more hours of this, go pee and come back, I would have done it.
Okay, well, here's the thing is I need to know where that 21-minute cut of Kate Winslet holding her breath underwater went. I thought that was part of the, what?
Need to correct
the research?
So it wasn't 21 minutes, it was 7 minutes.
7 minutes? Okay.
So that's a little less severe. And I would say she just kind of took it upon herself to really go for it, because I think the person who she beat was Tom Cruise, and I love that. I feel like someone was like, girl, if you can just get it like 8 more seconds, you'll beat him. And I would have been like, yeah, let's take a few days of training and send that. I don't think they actually needed to be submerged in water for 7 minutes for the film. It was the way that... I do think he was really making them do it, though. Like, all those people were like, those were the hardest times of my life, like, physically and emotionally, and
for some reason, taxing. I feel like that was just, like, the thing that they kept talking about during the press circuit. Was like, this bitch can hold her breath, guys. Oh my god, you should have seen it. You're gonna see it in the movie.
Please do not discuss her race. Don't talk about the number of white people in this. Let's talk about the movie magic.
Painful.
Let's talk about this behind the scenes fun tidbit.
No, I did of course love seeing all of his underwater creatures this time. The design on that shit was fantastic. The trifold
like you said,
I thought were amazing.
In his bag, so to speak. I'm sure he's just like, zoning out in a board meeting, just thinking about different sea anemones. Like, designing a jellyfish no one's ever thought of before.
Actually, if I use this jellyfish as a jetpack in the water, that'll make them go a little fast,
But it is very cool. We get this transition of the rainforest environment, and, they ride on the Ikran, which are like their dragons, and it's all, the monkeys and the jaguars, and it's much more tropical rainforest vibes, and then we get this shift to like Oceania, and it's all beautiful coral reefs. And I think he's probably, James Cameron loves the ocean, and I know he lives in New Zealand, so I'm sure he was very inspired by that area. Obviously, the Metacaina people, who are the water people, they are like obviously based on Maori people, which was not so apparent about the first group of Na'vi we interact with. It's more just like more ambiguous. It's like, okay, they're blue people from space, they live in the trees. They're kind of
cat-like, but these guys have
that's like, already tattoos. A lot. But this was like more of a specific reference to a culture, which I do think is an improvement from movie one, that it is like more honoring a specific, I mean, it is obviously still his world that he made up and it's entirely fictional, but
of course,
I don't know. I thought it was cool more that we got those things that we can recognize too. And the design of them is so cool too. The anatomy differences, like they live in the water, so they have
the big fat
tails, wide tails, and like weird forearms and expanded rib cages. And he really did think of everything.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with these fire folks next.
Yeah, all we've seen really, Una Chaplin is like really like slender and tall. It looks like, and their skin is like a paler blue. And they wear like a lot of eyeliner. That's really all I've been able to discern, aesthetic wise. And obviously a lot of like red. But yeah, I think it's going to be dope. Also, I do think the vast majority of movie 3 will also take place in the water environment, because the movie ends with Jake Sully being like, we need to keep running. And they're like, you're water people now. And he's like, okay, here's where we're going to have to make a stand. So I'm hoping we get like full weaponization of the whale army, right?
Well, that's
all the whales that is children to violence.
Only got our single Payakan. Is that his name? Payakan. That's why
he is this is the best movie ever created. Yes, is because of this fucking whale.
That's the thing that like I would have to say that. As good as this movie is, Payakan gets like 5 out of the whatever stars I give it. He's carrying at least half the weight of this for me. Oh my god.
Obsessed. James Cameron really makes you wait for the action. They're like, the movie starts with Jake and Neytiri being like, we're on date night. Oops, a new star is coming. Guess we're fucked. And they have to run, right? And then it's like, we chill with the water people and we learn the way of water for like literally 2 hours, like the middle 2 fucking hours of the movie. And it's just like Sigourney Weaver vibing with the jellyfish and Loak
touching the coral,
making a new whale buddy. And honestly, it's so worth it, because then when the action does start, you just get to watch the second half of Titanic. And it's amazing, because now I'm like, I don't ever have to watch Titanic.
Doing really cool shit. Yes.
Anytime I ever want to watch Titanic now, I'm like,
Kate Winslet is still there.
Exactly. And it's better. I don't know. It's more for me.
Of course.
Titanic is, if Kathy Bates had been there, that is really the only thing that could have really tipped the scales for me.
Throw the unsinkable Molly Brown into the fucking way of water.
Wait, please. Put her with Edie Falco. Have her be like the assistant general who's like refilling the coffee mug.
Oh my
God.
God.
Is like secretly really in love with her, and they have a little like gay love story. And you feel bad about shipping it because they're like the bad guys.
Of course.
But you find some good fan fiction. Yeah.
Yeah, but like gay people can be evil too.
Exactly. But then you get the action, and Payakan breaches himself onto this fucking ship. It's amazing.
He got mad as hell, dude. It was sick.
Charges it up. He's wrestling around down in the reef, getting fucking hyped. And then he breaches and he knocks those hoes. And then he continues on a rampage. Unlike anything put to film, it's like, if now the cost
was so awesome,
of a whale buddy is like being willing to die for the revolution, get me in there. Like, honestly, huge selling point from James Cameron.
It was really sick because like he's really the one that starts the action and basically launches us into the third act. And don't get me wrong, like you get a ton of the Na'vi coming in and charging in on their sick ass flying fish, and you get some action from them. But I would say like if you get like big whale on boat action for I'd say like 15 minutes or something like that.
Of him like knowing, because they basically spend this whole time hyping up how smart these whales are. And the whole thing with Payakan is he's outcast because he led a rebellion of other whales to get back at the whaling boats, which we see are these, what is it, the RDA, Resource Development Administration, basically.
Oh, girl, I don't know.
We're mining, but now we're whaling as well.
Yes.
And they basically harpoon these whales and have all of these terrible techniques to like target the mom and slow her down. And this is just like really, really upsetting to watch sequence. Where basically they're like showing Spider. They're like, here's how we do this. And Spider's like, what the fuck? And Jermaine Clement, who's the scientist, is also like, yeah, man, like, yeah,
it's
this
pretty
is
bad.
Really shitty.
There's this really good scene where I think Jermaine Clement realizes he's gonna get like what's coming to him, and it's very reminiscent of. I looked at you and said this when we were watching it, but like it's very reminiscent of Kill Bill when Bill comes to tell Bud or whatever. And he's like, I don't know what he said, but he's like we did horrible shit to that woman and we deserve to die. And it was really
we're gonna get what's coming to us.
Yeah. And then watching that Australian man get his arm chopped off and flung across the water was really something stunning.
Do you want to bet me right now that he comes back in the next movie with a robot arm? Like with a vengeance against the whales? Or do you think they'll let him die? I feel like if you got your arm ripped off by a cable and flown off a boat, you would bleed out. Like, you would need immediate medical attention. But this is Avatar, so there are no rules.
Yeah, I would say that I agree with you there, but knowing Mr. Cameron, I think you're correct. I would say, I'm not going to take that bet because you're probably right.
But basically, we see this whaling, and then Loak, the second son, who's like not as perfect as his older brother, who, spoiler alert, ends up dead. And can I say something controversial?
I did not think they were going to do that. Yeah, please.
It gives me a lot of pause, the number of white actors. Like, not that white people are playing these characters at all, but just that it's like, it's a majority. It's kind of like, iffy, or just, I don't know, the abundance of them. Specifically, the two older sons are both played by white boys. And I'm like, if just the one that died had been white, that would have been fine. But I feel like the second Loak, he's going to be like, become our narrator now, pretty much. Because, double spoiler for the movie 3, I'm pretty sure Jake Sully's going to die. And then movies 4 and 5 are about him. He's, takes on the protagonist kind of role is where I envision the series going. And I'm like, that one too, though, really? I don't know.
Well, I'm really intrigued to see what they do with Sigourney Weaver, because she's not, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the woman, but she's not a, Spring Daisy herself.
Spring chicken.
Spring chicken, whatever the fuck. Spring chicken. Because it's got to be like another 5+ years of production.
Yeah, who's to say?
If they do the next movies, because he is starting to sound really iffy about it.
Yeah, pretty resolute that this is a saga, that these 3 are a saga, and that this 3rd one is the end of a saga. And it's being very sort of resolute. Which, I guess if 4 and 5 never get made, that's like not really the end of the world. A strong trilogy is more than we can ask for in today's day and age with the quality of most movies. But Loak becomes besties with this whale, and they're all like, no, you can't be besties with him. He's an outcast. He's like, I'm an outcast too. I'm an angsty teen. And so then he goes inside the whale's mouth, and the way that you do the sort of ponytail connection with the Tolkien is that they let you into their mouth, and then there's this sort of like uvula, vulva kind of thing. Uvula, perhaps. And, he locks it in, and then basically can see all of Payakon's memories and knows that Payakon's mother was killed by a whaling boat when he was a baby, so that's why he has this, rage, and that he was just trying to do the right thing. And I'm hoping that we get, like, a full militarized, general
I want to see them in war
leading
paint.
the Tolkien. Yeah, they have tattoos, it seems, on, like, their underbelly. So maybe there's some sort of, like, cool seaweed armor or something that they can have. I'm excited to see what's up, because I think it's not the last of Payakon and the Tolkien that we've seen in the series.
No, we're going to get some crazier mechs, though. That I believe.
And it's like, we're going to start giving guns to the Na'vi more so, because it's a Korich Ash people team-up kind of deal. And very famously in some of the, like, released clips is, like, them walking to a paparazzi of, like, humans. So it's, like, bridging the gap more of the Na'vi and the people on Pandora sort of situation. Yeah, really excited to see what they do with all that. you guys couldn't hear that because I was doing sign language, ocean swimming sign language to Jen to tell her to meet me over at the reef later. And also, welcome back. She will be hosting her interim podcast segment, Chocolate or Vanilla, a game where we all say what we like better when Jen says two things. Sometimes Jen also has another game, a surprise. But Jen, how are you? And is there a theme this week?
There is no particular theme, but it's a lot of food and Christmas.
Nice.
And there is a game.
Hell yeah.
I was telling Dara this story that we were out to dinner with a couple, and Gary was trying to explain to Dennis chocolate or vanilla. And I was like, yeah, I'm just going to sit back and listen to how this goes.
Sure.
And he's like, podcast segment, chocolate or vanilla. You pick two things. Which one do you like better? Chocolate or vanilla? And then he's like, he goes like, say Chuck Norris and Dennis goes, Larry Bird.
Sure.
And I was like,
Alpha Blonde guys, like guys from the 70s you wish you were. Like, I love that. What is the connect? I think I would pick Larry Bird.
I agree with you there.
Yeah, I would agree too. So shouts out to Dennis for
who understood the assignment.
Chuck Norris or Larry Bird. But anyway, chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
I'm gonna have chocolate this week.
Crazy.
Ooh, let's go for the chocolate sweet. First one, bruschetta or focaccia?
Focaccia. My friend Gabby makes an excellent focaccia with like roasted garlic. Bulbs on there. That shit is so gas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, focaccia for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with bruschetta because when we were out with Dennis and his wife, there was this like focaccia kind of like bread with dip, and oh my god, it was so crazy good. I don't know what was in it, but it was so good. Next one, garlic aioli or sriracha mayo?
I feel like aioli is really overused when people really just mean to say mayo. So it's like if I see a menu has garlic aioli, I'm skeptical. But sriracha mayo, that's honest. I feel like most places even call it like chipotle aioli. And I'm like, bitch, I know what sriracha and mayo tastes like. I'm not stupid.
I'm gonna go for the garlic aioli, honestly. I feel like I'll make that at my my house enough that she's useful to me.
Nice. I'm going to go garlic aioli also because I don't like sriracha. Next one, pecan pie bread pudding or cranberry apple crisp?
I feel like I have a personal distaste for a bread pudding. That shit seems made up to me. Like, I feel like, why? I've never had one that I found to be remarkable, and they're on like every dessert menu ever, and I'm like, this has to just be because it's cheap to make, but does anyone ever fucking order it? Like, crazy town. But cranberry, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, apple crisp, you said, but cranberry instead. I feel like I want to go for the pecan pie bread pudding and give it a shot and see how it is. But I don't really like pecan pie either.
Oh, I love pecan pie. I'm very intrigued by this pecan pie bread pudding, so I'm gonna go with that.
Nice. I will also go with the bread pudding. I don't order it on my own, but my sister likes it, so when we share a dessert, we'll get it. It's always wicked good.
Okay.
R.I.P. my cousin Susie. She used to make the best pecan pie.
Ugh.
Next one is a Christmas headband or a Christmas light necklace.
Oh, like a headband that has like reindeer antlers on or something?
Correct.
Yeah, I'll pick that one because you just pop that on and you like forget that it's there. And you're already so festive. The light necklace, it's gonna get in the way. It's like not comfortable. Like the light is reflecting up into my glasses. No, I want an easy sort of accessory. So I'll pick the headband.
I feel entirely opposite about that. I feel like a necklace is going to be less cumbersome to have on my noggin, or like on my, and instead of something on my skull, I don't mind the ambient light. I'm going to go for the light necklace.
Nice. I'm going to go for the headband. Shouts out to my coworker Val who bought like 25 headbands and is making us all wear them to the Christmas party. Yeah.
Hell yeah, Val.
I thought you were going to say making you wear them like all the time at work.
Oh, no.
I'd be pissed. I'd be like, this again?
Next one is Get Into Christmas by Elton John or Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney.
That song, the Paul McCartney Christmas song, like...
Not that good.
puts me into fight or flight. It deeply upsets me because it's like there should be more instruments. It's like it sounds empty and hollow, and it makes me the opposite of cheery. It makes me feel dissonant and discordant and just off. I don't like it. It does not bring merriment and cheer.
Era when that one came out. Yeah, no. It's not very good. He's got an album that came out around that same time, and it's like the hits are real hits, but there's a lot of big misses too. Oh my god,
that's not a Christmas song I fuck with. They're few and far between.
Go listen to Temporary Secretary, and you'll know what I mean. It'll have you even more paranoid than the Christmas song. But I love Elton John's "Step Into Christmas." That's like a top 3 Christmas song in my book, so I'm gonna stick with that.
Step into Christmas or get into Christmas? It's step. You're right? It's step. Right. So that is my Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time is my favorite Christmas song ever.
Yeah, I know this about you, Jenny. It's upsetting to me. I know it's on all the time in our house, and it is upsetting to me.
And you know I'm a Paul McCartney apologist too, and I can't get behind him on this one.
I thought you would be on my side.
It's not as bad as some of his misses.
I was singing Christmas songs the other day, and Henry was like, "Were you just with your mom?" And I was like, I was.
Oh, that's funny. Next one is a brownie sundae or a cookie sundae.
Ooh, cookie. A chocolate chip cookie, a warm chocolate chip cookie, and a scoop of vanilla ice cream. Quite frankly, I cannot think of something better than that.
I don't know. Ooh. So I think like with hot fudge, bless you, hot fudge and a brownie, that sounds really good. I'm going to go brownie, and I'm not usually a brownie girl.
Yeah. The Dairy Queen hot fudge brownie delight. I'm going to go cookie sundae though, because I'm with their chocolate chip cookie with a big fat scoop of ice cream. Next one, crab rangoons or crab rangoon dip.
Crab rangoon dip is some fucked up shit that I do not really want any part of. I want just a regular crab rangoon, please.
I don't like the sound of that. I'm a big crab rangoon fan, though, so
because
I'll go for the classic.
You know who's not serving crab rangoon dip? Is a Chinese restaurant. It's always some offbeat new American gastropub.
That's something from the Midwest.
Exactly.
That came out of Chicago.
Oh my god, I feel like I'm getting roasted because the whole reason I did this tonight when we were at dinner. We went to a seafood restaurant and got crab rangoon dip, and it was amazing.
Damn. That does sound... I'm not against it, but, I would pick the goon, the regular one.
Last one is chocolate-covered cherries or chocolate-covered almonds.
I'll go with almonds. I don't really like fruit and chocolate together. Is that controversial? Maybe. Like chocolate and strawberries? No. Like,
I love...
maybe like some raspberry and a dark chocolate cake situation? Like, maybe. But even then, I don't know. I want fruit and chocolate to be separate.
Yeah, you seem like you'd hate, like, the chocolate and orange combination, right?
Yeah, no, I think that's a no from me.
I'm going to go chocolate almonds as well. I don't love chocolate cherries, but I'm not as averse to the fruit situation.
Yeah, I feel like I went against you on everything. Shout out to my grandmother, Gran. She used to love chocolate-covered cherries. It reminds me of my Gran.
Yeah, that is some old lady type shit.
For sure.
Chocolate cherries.
Sure. That's awesome, though.
We got her a box of those every year for Christmas. Like, here you go.
That's really cute.
All right.
My mom likes them.
Nice. Now we're on to our game.
Okay, let's go. Right? What's the rules? Lay it down.
I have 7 entries, and I'm going to tell you the year, and then I'm just going to give you the initials of the movie. First one gets the point, right?
Okay.
Sure.
So, for example, if I was like Oscar winners, EEAAO, you'd be like everything,
everywhere, all at once. Right. Sure.
So the theme is all movies that are known for good special effects.
Okay. Hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So 1992, DBH.
Dodgeball. Home. Can you tell me an actor?
Meryl Streep.
Streep.
Okay. No points. Death becomes her.
Oh, okay. That did have good special effects. Damn.
1996. ID.
Independence Day.
Yes. Good job, Em. Next one is 2004, TDAT, Jake Gyllenhaal.
TDAD, not the Prince of Persia.
TD.
The Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Literally, this was in top of mind because when you said Independence Day for a really good portion of my life, when people said Independence Day, I thought they were talking about The Day After Tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, the movie where they're in the library and everything's frozen over and Jake Gyllenhaal's looking really nice. And it's like, no, not even close.
What are you talking about?
Because nobody has seen The Day After Tomorrow, but everyone has seen Independence Day. But I was just a bit of a odd one out.
Next one is 2011. ROTPOTA.
The
My
rise.
God.
Wait, what is it? TR?
TROT.
Of the P? The
Yeah.
rise of the pirates? The rise of the...
Prince of Tomorrow or some shit? I don't know.
The rise of the Prince of Tomorrow. What is it?
James Franco.
The Great
I
and
think.
Powerful Oz?
Nope. You're so close. It's The Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Sure. Which the people who James Cameron got to help him on the script, the first one, he just wrote the screenplay for, but this second movie, he has two other, a husband and a wife screenwriting duo, and they wrote all of the new Planet of the Apes movies. Little fun fact.
That is cool.
The
Next
new
one.
ones, like since 2011, the like reboot series, not the OG.
Next one is 2012. LOP.
Life of Pi.
Yeah, good job, Darren. Next one is 2013. PR.
Pacific Rim.
Yeah, good job. Em.
Mm,
All right. So we're tied. I have one question left.
Okay.
okay.
20.
Avatar, Fire and Ash. That's like how they have, the Golden Globes have nominated it for Box Office Success Award, even though it's not
And it
out
hasn't
yet.
come out
Already.
yet. Oh my
Which is so
God.
funny. But to me,
Hell yeah.
I'm like, just from the most basic standpoint, it's like a stupid award that you're calling something that's
Yeah.
actually measurable, right? Box office success, we can just see which movie made the most money. It already made the most money. You don't have to give it a statue for it. Call it something else. At least the Oscars had the whatever gumption to call it like cinema moment or whatever the fuck they called it. Fan
Yeah,
favorite
sure.
moment. Like, just call
Not
it
an
something like
actual
that.
award.
Call it fan favorite, right? Popularity contest. Don't call it box office. That's just
Yeah.
not correct. Anyways, that's been my rage corner about
Yeah.
awards
They're
season.
just two separate things. Yeah, I'm with you.
Exactly.
But Dara got 3, Em got 2, so Dara be the winner tonight.
damn,
There we
it didn't
go.
feel like it. That felt like it put
That
me
was a
back
tough
a few
one.
brain cells. Yeah, that fried me a little bit. But it's like when you get it, you get it. When you don't, it's like it either
Yeah, no
hits
idea.
you immediately
Yeah,
or it's like lost in the ether.
exactly.
I feel like this would have to be like if it was an app, I'd have to see it, you know? And if I was looking at
Yes.
it, maybe I'm just more of a visual learner, perhaps. Anyways, Jen, thank you as always for coming on, and we will see you next.
All right. I love you guys. Have an awesome night.
Love you too.
Bye. Love you, Jen.
Bye.
But oh my God. Okay, wait. Can we talk about Spider and that
Yeah.
actor and that whole storyline?
Yeah, it's
'Cause
so.
what are we doing here? I understand why we had to give him dreads, at least. That seems like the least offensive part about this. But I don't know what that kid knew, his parents were, or what. But it certainly seemed like James owed someone a favor on this one.
I'll say he was bad necessarily, that maybe it's just like James Cameron does deliver some pretty corny dialogue, and maybe
That's
this kid
also
just
true.
like wasn't up to snuff. He also is
also
like
a
the most
child. He's also a
ridiculous
child.
character in the whole, like in any situation. It's like he has on a loincloth and is squatting in a corner and is like
hissing.
hissing, you know, so that's kind of
You're right. I
a
should give him
lot.
more of the benefit of the doubt. You're right.
I'll make an excuse for him too that a lot of his scenes were not filmed with the people in mocap because he's just a human person. He didn't need to be there per se. So he acted with stand-ins who wore like huge Na'vi like headpieces
Oh my
so that he could be
God.
making eye contact. If you've ever seen the behind the scenes clips of Ahmed Best as Jar Jar Banks, right? Where he like has
very
the
much
thing on
that.
top. Yeah, it was very that. And this kid like basically filmed everything separate from everyone, delivering his lines to essentially stunt people. You know
Sure.
what I mean? So I forgive him a little bit that there wasn't really that, like,
that is
connection, right? He's supposed to be doing, like, an emotional scene with this guy who, like, is his dad but isn't his dad, and you're really just doing it, like, kind of to a wall.
It's very cut and spliced.
Yeah, I think you'd have to be pretty exceptional to do a really good job with that, which I just bring to mind the behind-the-scenes clip of Kate Winslet just, like, laying on top of, like, what is essentially a cardboard box and, like, sobbing and giving that performance that her soul sister, or what do they call them? Spirit sister. That her spirit sister had, been killed by the human whalers. For the brain juice that makes you live forever, which was a pretty cool new development. They said,
we're definitely going to get more of that, I think.
No. They said, you guys made fun of that. Now you get whale DMT. It's like, we're going to drill through the roof of the mouth and we're going to make you watch while we extract. Exactly.
That did feel torturous from Mr. Cameron.
Yeah, right? The whale extraction. But he's so into the tech that I'm sure that was really doing something for him on a certain level as well. But Spider, I feel like my excuse for him, again, as being a white person with dreads, which, like, for the most part is usually never okay, but in this movie, specifically in this role,
one I'll allow it.
It is kind of like, okay, you get a soft pass, especially because it's like Jake Sully has dreads now, and it's fully like Sam Worthington's white Australian ass under there, and they, like, gave him a full head of locks, and it's like, okay, but then you see Spider too, and I think it's really hammering home this connection that Jake is his real dad, right? And like they say at the end, a son for a son. Like, your kid will never love you in this parental way that he has with me. Like, look at us. We're both white guys with dreads, right? An unbreakable bond.
Exactly.
But I'm also curious because there seems to be this suggested flirtation between Spider and Kiri.
For sure. They're definitely soft on each other.
Like, very protective, and, like, always checking in on each other. So, very easily could just be played off as, like, a sibling-type relationship thing.
But we'll see where this one goes.
If they take it somewhere, I'm like, are we gonna get into the nitty-gritty of reproduction? And, like, how is that gonna work? Because I also think we've seen in clips from the third one, Spider is gonna try to plug in to Awa. He's going to try out docking, and he's going to see if he can get in there, So that'll be interesting. I also think we see him without the mask on as well, implying that he's, like, adapting in a way. It's all speculation, obviously, from what I've seen in, like, trailers and stuff.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with him. Do you kind of feel like his character is going to die? Almost.
Yeah, it's sort of like a Chekhov's dead son, right? Because it's like Jake's oldest son dies in this one, and they have this he chooses to go with Jake at the end, even though he saves his dad's life, he turns his back and goes with Jake. But it is this impending, like, Quaritch is going to want to go back for Spider.
Well, no one else knows that, like, that's the other thing, is no one else knows that Quaritch is alive still. Jake thought he killed him. That's the thing that pisses me off. Like, Spider, what the
Spider's
fuck,
a bitch. No, literally, rewatching
Let that bitch
this.
choke. That shit pissed me off.
There are so many instances where Spider will do something and you're like, that is the beginning of the butterfly effect that leads to Natayam's death. Like,
you dumb fuck.
And then they get out and they say, and Loak is like, we have to go back for Spider. And I'm screaming at the TV, no, you don't. No, you do not. Because Natayam is your real brother and Spider is not.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it ends up costing them. I'm like, that is just, I find, if I'm yelling at my TV, you've elicited enough of an emotional response from me to get, a certification.
Mr. Cameron.
But and then Neytiri pulls out, Quaritch has his gun or whatever to Kiri, and then Neytiri comes up and puts her knife against Spider. And she does, like, a warning, like, little slash across his chest, which is just so fucking cool, like, watching the Na'vi interact with the humans for scale purposes. Like, Spider, annoying as he is and strange as it is, I love that he serves as, like, a scale model for us to always be reminded how fucking huge the Na'vi are.
Agreed.
It's amazing.
Yeah, no. That was the one time that I feel like they gave Neytiri the time to shine, was after she lost her son, was we got to see, like, her, like, mother's rage. Which I did really like, and I really appreciated that. But again, still, I could have gone for more. Like I said, I don't think Zoe Saldana's a bad actor. I think that she deserves a lot more credit for this than for the movie that she won the Academy Award.
Right. As is true with most cases, you know, most people. This movie was nominated for Best Picture, but it lost to Everything Everywhere All at Once, if I'm not mistaken, which I was like, yeah, not mad about that at all. But it was sort of like a force that it came back because, the first one came out in 2009, and then we get this like 13-year hiatus from James Cameron where he's locked him and all these other people away in a water tank and is like, let me make magic. Like, just give me time. Let me cook. And it was like
$10 billion and I'll produce something great, okay?
I'm going to produce something that makes more money than you could even conceive of. Because then he comes back and he does it again. It becomes the highest grossing movie of all time. It's amazing. It's well received. It gets Oscar nominations. Like, it was just such a slam dunk on all the ways that it needed to be to like reinvigorate the series. And I just remember seeing it in IMAX and like feeling like my perception of what cinema was changed. I was like, that is something that a movie can do that I have never seen before. And it's like, we live in incredible times, pretty much. Like, just the awe of the spectacle of it all. Yeah, so that was just like a really cool thing. Especially, in like a post-COVID, like narrowly post-COVID, you're just like, getting back out into the world kind of thing.
Oh my God. Should we creep into our regularly scheduled programming?
Yeah, let me text my mom. I'll tell her 20. Okay, so I feel like fuck, marry, kill. I feel like easy. We should just keep it up front as Jake, Neytiri, Quaritch, because I feel like that's what we did last time. But then we can open it up because there's all sorts of sea people to consider, maybe even a whale if you're freaky. So
for sure.
I
Absolutely.
feel like I'm gonna kill Jake Sully. Well, no, I'm gonna kill Quaritch because I'm gonna kill Avatar Quaritch. And I'll fuck Jake Sully, I'll marry Neytiri. Pretty easy.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go for the same thing, even though Jake's dreads in this do really put me off. I think he should have kept it to the braids.
We'll see. He'll probably switch it up in movie 3. He has a couple of different hairstyles in the first movie. He does like a mohawk at one point. I would like to see a switch up in the look from
I think he's sticking to his dreads.
Damn.
But yeah, no, I'm obviously marrying Neytiri. Duh.
Yeah.
No, Paya Khan, I think, is the star of the show still. And if I was a whale, I would absolutely say, who is that big freak over there?
I would plug my sex organ ponytail into his uvulvula, if you know what I mean. I would bond with that whale for life, if you know what I mean.
I was gonna say, I don't know. I didn't love the fishy design. Like, I understand why, obviously, the fish people looked the way they did. But it did not scratch the same itch, I guess, that our forest people did. Those thick arms, not for me.
Nah, see, I'm kind of into it. That one scene where all the teen boys are fighting and one of them slaps the other across the face with his huge ass tail. That was all sorts of ideas. You can get creative with those tails. Also, I'm not a good swimmer, so I feel like I would be glad to like get a little backpack and I just kind of sit on the backpack and get to cruise around on my Navi buddy. Yeah, I feel like Kate Winslet was doing a lot in this for me though. Like her energy as like, the protective mother, the like concerned and worried sort of leader character, it was just too anxious for me. So I'm gonna stay away from that. But I was getting good vibes from Tonowari, the chief. And I liked the difference between his parenting style and Jake's parenting style that we see often as the kids are getting into more conflict. Like, Jake makes his kids call him sir, and it's very like classic white guy military like dad kind of energy. And this guy like just holds up his hand and everyone around him sits down, like just so much of a commanding presence. I just liked that juxtaposition of those two. But yeah, maybe I'll marry him and I'll be like the backup to Kate Winslet. I'll be the backup Shaheed.
Yeah. And
then I'm gonna kill those fucking kids who left Loak out in the reef to get killed.
That shit was fucked up.
And their yee ass haircuts. Fuck those kids. Fuck them kids. And then I'm gonna totally plug into Paya Khan. Absolutely.
Yeah. Paya Khan's my guy for this movie, honestly. But what are you gonna... You're gonna have your girls over and you're gonna plug in and watch Avatar: The Way of Water. What are you serving? What are you eating and drinking?
I feel like you gotta go a big glass of ice water. Also, if you want to like any sort of cocktail or something with like blue curacao or like something egregiously blue, this is the bluest movie ever made. It's or like I feel like a gummy snack that's like sea creature shapes. Haribo does one of those, don't they? I feel like that could be welcome.
Yeah.
And then I was also thinking like, you know, coconut shrimp, a pineapple fried rice, maybe not to sound like Cameron Diaz in that one video, but some adobo, you know, I think you could have an island feast. And it would sort of suit the vibe of this film. I'm not like a huge seafood person though, so I wouldn't necessarily want to get too like fishy with it per se.
I said shrimp tacos or fish tacos, something like that. But funny you say a gummy, because I say you recreate the Applebee's,
the shark gummy.
The shark bowl. Yeah, I say you recreate that.
Yeah, that's so true. Do they make like sperm whale shaped gummies? Like
probably. There's gotta be something out there.
Payakam does is the coolest thing is that he breaches onto the ship, but then
that was cool.
Australian whaler guy, he aims the harpoon and he's like, okay, he's exposed now, we're gonna get him, and he shoots the harpoon,
so
and
nervous.
Payakam just looks his head down and the harpoon dings off of the huge fucking bone plate of his forehead and just ding and deflects back off into the ship. So fucking cool. And then he grabs the wire and he wraps the ship up in the wire using his fucking whale strength. Anyways, if that's not reason enough to get James Cameron your dollar.
Yeah.
I know. I am hoping. I'm thinking we will. From the few reviews that I've seen, it's looking promising.
Fantastic. And then what do you follow this up with if it's not Fire and Ash?
Yeah, let me pull up. I have a superior sequels letterboxed list, and let me see, because I do think you could play off of, much like this whole month, Dune 2. That's another really long one, though. I don't know if we'd want to get into that.
No, you're right. That's really good.
Maybe alternatively, Paddington 2 could be a nice cool off. After
I wouldn't call it superior, but I said the Knives Out Glass Onion sequel.
Sure. Yeah, I definitely did not like the second one as much as the first one, and I haven't seen the third one yet, so I'm holding my reservations.
It's good.
The presence of Jeremy Renner and Mila Kunis is just like already throwing it off for me, and I think I've seen a couple spoilery twist type things that I'm sort of like, okay, Rian Johnson, like, we got it, but I'll probably still watch it, obviously.
It was fun, but yeah, definitely like a Christmas Day watch kind of thing. Nothing crazy. But Josh O'Connor, as always, my man.
They just feel like the political commentary of those movies just feels a little like millennial, white liberal, like,
For sure.
Like, we're really calling them out and making them look stupid. Like, okay.
Oh, it's definitely that.
I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure.
It is still definitely that.
Did you see what Donald Trump tweeted about Rob Reiner?
Yeah, fuck shit. Also, by the way, R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
Rob Reiner. Oh my god.
Who we've covered many a film on this podcast. Yeah, incredibly tragic.
Devastating loss.
Devastating reporting as well. I feel like the news cycle covering this has just been like atrociously handled and deeply upsetting.
Well, TMZ is like actively
is so deeply evil.
Scum of the earth shit. So
yeah, the whole response to this has just like been so jarringly absurd that it makes me feel like a deep sense of panic.
Yeah. So I agree with you there. Unfortunately,
that's a sad thing.
Yeah, R.I.P. King.
But hopefully not R.I.P. to the Avatar franchise, because I would like to see a 4 and a 5. I'd like to see James Cameron kick around a little bit longer in the studio and give us 2 more films. I would like to see it. I also feel like he should, if they're done filming the stuff with the kids, they're going to recast them as adults, right? And this is an opportunity to do something kind of enlightened.
A little more woke.
Yeah, or just, I don't know, surprising maybe.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. Out of 10, I'm giving Avatar: The Way of Water a 9. It does fall short in some aspects, but I will stand that it's probably, in my top 10 of all time. I think this is like a near fucking perfect movie. What do you think?
I'm giving it an 8 this watch. I think that hopefully my watch can improve sometime in the future if I can get it to watch it on an IMAX screen.
Honestly, I wish, you know how Studio Ghibli does like the tours or like whatever, where they're just like playing Studio Ghibli movies in theaters like frequently throughout the year. I feel like James Cameron, who I think just officially became a billionaire, so fuck that guy, you know, if you have $1 billion, fuck you. But he should take some of that so that it dips down into the sort of range. If he wants to revitalize some movie theaters, just book the space for them to be playing any of your movies, Mr. Cameron, but especially as you intended them to be viewed on the IMAX screen. I think that'd be so cool. Like once a year, you know, make it like, okay, you know, we put out 1 in April, 2 in September, and 3 in December every year, and you know, go see them. I would.
Hey, I wouldn't say no to that. Don't tempt me with a good time.
So locking in pretty soon for movie 3. I'm seeing it tomorrow when this episode comes out. Will be when I'm seeing it. So we'll have to all check back in. If you see it, send us a message. Let us know what you think. And have a lovely rest of your year, I guess. Right? Because we'll be clocking in at the beginning of 2026 because we're going to take next week off for the holidays. So stay safe and have a lovely rest of your 2025.